speaking about myself than doing MC work. So I hope that I don't forget anything this evening. But let me get started. I just want to say thank you very much to all of you. Thank you for this gift that you give me tonight. Because I feel that I belong on the stage. When I'm on the stage, I feel very happy. I feel very fulfilled. I feel like I'm eating my soul when I'm on the stage. I don't have to worry about my kids. I don't have to worry about my husband. I don't have to worry about the future. I just need to worry about now. And I just feel very, very happy. I feel like this is where I belong for my career. So tonight, I'm going to give you a gift. My gift is to share with you my experience, my life a little bit, because if you don't know where I began, you have no idea how I got here. So that is my gift to you, but I also have a challenge for all of you. My challenge is, do you think it's my job to inspire you, or do you think it's your job to inspire yourself? I think it's your job to inspire yourself. So let's get started. Who will we become? At the end of the day, we're all just becoming the future version of ourselves. I have no idea that I'm going to be doing what I'm doing now, 15 years ago. I have absolutely no idea. I was a very average kid. I didn't get very good grades. I never got straight A's. And I have to study a lot, to get good grades. I never aspired to be a teacher or doctor or anything like that when I was a kid. I have no idea, absolutely no idea. I only knew that I was going to be doing what I'm doing now and really, really committed to what I'm doing now at about 28. So let me tell you who I was before I became who I am today. I know the photos are a little bit small, but I'm from Hong Kong, originally from Hong Kong, and my parents moved to the US when I was 10. We moved to Toledo, Ohio, which is not a very big place. And that's the first photo of me. I think I'm around 12 years old with my aunt there. That was my first vacation. And let me tell you, my experience in America is not good. At least the first few years. I don't speak any English, not a word of English. Even though I learned English in school in Hong Kong, you don't speak it, so you don't know. So when I go to school, when I meet all these white people, I was the หน้าแปลก, the person that is weird, the ugly one. Because I was Chinese and my eyes are small. Yeah, so I always stood out ever since I moved to the US. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like them telling me, oh, you're so special, Able. Special like what? Like I'm handicapped? What is special? So I got made fun of a lot. Racism, prejudice, judgments, discrimination. A lot of that. The first 3 or 4 years. So I have very few friends. I have one friend. And so that is my beginning experience in America. Now, my dad is a chef. He worked at the Holiday Inn Golden Mile in Hong Kong. So it was very obvious for my father to just open a restaurant in America. So we moved from Toledo to Waterville, Wasian, and these are all small towns. I'm not expecting you to know any of these places at all. These are small towns, and Wasian has about 12,000 people at the time. And my father opened a Chinese-American restaurant there. And also, my childhood is not very happy because I have to work. I have to help my parents at the restaurant. So you're all in the hospitality industry, but you're not all in F&B. But I assume you understand. If you open a restaurant, an 80-seat restaurant, you have to do everything. My dad cooked, my mom was the packer or whatever. I was in the front because I spoke the best English. And my life at the restaurant was like a prison. To me, it was like a prison. I go to school by bus, I come home by bus, and then I would have to ride my bicycle to go to the restaurant to work. And I would do anything you could ever imagine. I don't cook food, that's the only thing I don't do. I clean the toilets, I mop the floor, I cut vegetables, I roll egg rolls, I fry chicken, I cut everything that you could ever imagine. I have to get the phone, I have to seat the people, I have to serve them, I have to bust the tables, I have to do the checks, I have to do the cashier. I do everything. And you know, it's difficult to find reliable people that will stay with you for a long time. So I was always the backup, always the backup. How many of you have kids? Please raise your hands. How many of you have kids? Yeah. Now, how many of you are married? Married. Not many, huh? Wow, so many single girls. Okay, how many of you are above 35? Just for my information. So, if you have kids that are around 12, 13, 14, what are they doing? What do they do? They're just having fun, right? They're just having fun, they're enjoying life, they're playing games or whatever. Well, I had to work. I know that my life is not maybe so bad compared to other people, but to me, as a teenager with hormones, it's not a happy life. Yeah? And I also don't have many friends at school. I'm not popular, I'm ugly, people say I'm stupid because I don't speak English. So it's very far from what you see now. Very, very far. And so just to give you a little bit of information, my beginning of my childhood is not great, not happy. And I really don't like restaurant business. Now the first time that I felt freedom was in college. College was wonderful. I finally met people that looked like me. I had Japanese friends, I had Hong Kong friends. And they treated me just like I was one of them. And I was so happy that I didn't stick out. I was so happy that I'm not special. I'm just one of them. And I can study because my parents specifically told me, we're not going to bother you. We want to make sure you have a good education. We want you to study in college. We're not going to call you to ask you to come to work at the restaurant, which is 45 minutes away. And I felt wonderful. And I'm good in languages, so I took quite a few language classes. One of them is Japanese. And I remember my sensei, my teacher, telling me, she said, not actually everybody, she said, okay, in 2 years, 3 or 4 of you will have a chance to study abroad in Japan. But you have to be top students. Only the top students can go. And I just sat there and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So I went home, I was super excited. I mean, it's 2 years later, you know, it's not now. I'm super excited because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Japan, yeah. I wanna see the world, I'm just a young kid. And I just, wanna travel. I have only stayed in Wasian and only in the US the whole time, never traveled, except for Hong Kong. So I went home and I remember, I think I asked my mom first. I said, Mom, I want to go to Japan. She's like, no, you're not going, you're going to get raped. And I was like, what? See, my mom is very protective. You know, rape is konkun, yeah? She's very protective and she loves me, of course. And, in my mind, I didn't say anything, but you have to be in a situation where you allow somebody to rape you to get raped. But that was my mom. That was her reaction. And I told myself I have 2 years to convince her. I asked my dad. I said, Dad, I want to go to Japan. And he's like, okay, think about it. Okay. Nothing much. Very quiet. And then the third person is my grandma. And my grandma went through World War II. So everything that she has ever had with her family is taken away from Japanese. So I expected her to say, no, you're not going to go to Japan. But you know what she said to me? She said, Hao Yin. That's my Chinese name. She said, Hao Yin. Go. Go and learn from the Japanese. Go and learn from them. And I was so amazed that my grandma said, go. Who did you think I listened to out of all three of them? I listened to my grandma. And I went because I planned. I wanted to. Now, my husband and I moved to Phuket in 2005 in November. This is my 13th year here in Phuket. And this last photo is me pregnant with my first baby, Colin. So I want to ask you, all of you, I hope I'm not blocking this. What are your aspirations? I'm not asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? No, I'm not asking you that. What are your aspirations? And I'm asking you in the happiness level. Now, if I was an emoji, a contentment would be like this. If I was happy, my face would be like this. If I have fulfillment, I would be like this. And enlightenment, I would think like a Buddha, right? You know, I really want to have enlightenment. I really, really do. But I don't think I will ever achieve it in this life, and I don't think I will achieve it in the next 10 lives. So I told myself a while back, I'm going to have a great life. I don't want to live an ordinary life. I'm going to have a great life, and I'm going to work for it. I don't need anybody to give it to me. I'm going to work for it, and I'm going to bring it to myself. And that's what I said, because I worked ever since I'm a kid. I know work. I don't need people to teach me how to work. That's second nature to me. I'm a better worker than I'm a mother. I can tell you that. So what are you aspiring? What is your aspirations? I want you to think a little bit, because I want you to have a goal in mind. I always have a goal, and I always achieve my goal. So like I told you, my grind began at age 13. Let's get started. Work hard now, pay off later. You don't have to see the whole path that you're going to go. Nobody can see where they're going to be. I have no idea what I'm going to be exactly, for sure. I don't know. I could be dead tomorrow, have no idea. But start something. You're doing it for yourself. Don't do it for other people yet. I know you can. I know you have the motivation. You want to do it for your kids, for your family, for your relatives, your brother, whoever. But do it for yourself. So my journey started at the Phuket Gazette. I was hired by the Phuket Gazette. Well, actually, no, let me skip that. They asked me to audition for Project X at the time. They asked me because I spoke perfect English, I'm Asian, and I look decent enough. I don't want to say I'm pretty or anything. But they asked me, and I got the job. It's taped news. So I did taped news at the Phuket Gazette PGTV for 4 years, and my other job was Khai Khosana, sell newspaper ads at the Phuket Gazette. So I did that for 3.5 years, and I read news for 4 years. The 4 years, I made so many mistakes, especially with Thailand names. Hello? I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned how to pronounce accurately Thai last names at the Phuket Gazette. After that, people start to know who I am from the Phuket Gazette. So I would have event organizers calling me. Hey, we're looking for an MC. We're looking for an English MC. Can you do it? I've never MC'd in life. Never. Ever. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? But most of my MC works at the beginning is free. I would practice, I research beforehand, I read videos on Google or whatever, just to see how other people do it. And then I'm like, yeah, I can do that. My first MC job was at the Rotary event at the Holiday Inn in Patong. And I was so nervous. I had a co-MC, Ricky Zen. I'm sure some of you know Ricky Zen. And I told him, I said, Ricky, I'm really nervous. If I ever stop talking on the stage, just say something. Just take it up. And when I got on the stage, everything flowed. My words flowed. I was even funny. Everything was great. It was great. And I was like, yeah, I can be an MC. I was like, yeah, I can do that. So after that, there was like a confidence boost for me, right? Because first I dared to do it, and then I did it. And it was very happy moments. And from then on, I just did more and more events. Of course, I promote myself. I'm good at promoting myself, actually, through social media. And I do a lot of emails. I'm very good at emails and things like that. So you have to promote yourself because I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent, I don't have a channel. I don't have anybody. My husband doesn't even help me. He helps me to watch the kids if I'm working, which is great. But nobody helped to promote me for my work. So I ask all of you, you want to be comfortable or you want to grow? Because I don't believe people can really grow if they're too comfortable. Sabai good. If your parents, let's say your parents don't even let you fall, how do you know pain? You don't know pain, and you're going to keep falling. So eventually you will fall, but you don't let your kids fall off the cliff, but you will, and you should, let your kids fall. That's what I think. Let your kids fall so that they have pain, so they learn and they understand, so they have an emotional and muscle memory from their experience, so that they can grow. I ask all of you, move outside of your comfort zone. I work now in, obviously Phuket, Bangkok, Samui, Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai, other places. I go. And I grew that from Phuket. I have so many people tell me, Able, you cannot do what you want to do from Phuket because Phuket is too small. It's an island. You have to move to Hong Kong. You have to move to Bangkok. And I tell myself, I can't. My family's here. I chose to have a family. I chose to have a husband. I'm going to leave them for a career? I'm not going to be fulfilled. Fulfillment for me is everything. You can call me greedy for life, but I want everything. I want to have a career, I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to have a husband, a great husband. I have all of that. I struggle a lot. I have all of that. See, whenever somebody tells me I cannot do something, they don't do it to put me down. They just telling me what they think. They telling me what they feel that they can do. But they are not me. I'm able. When I feel weak, you know what? I look in the mirror and I'm crying and I feel like I'm nothing. I'm able. I am able and I am able to do things. That's what I tell myself when I feel weak, because I feel weak. I don't always feel great. I don't always feel wonderful. But my name reminds me to be able, and you are able. You are too. Not just me. You're no different from me. You have arms and legs. You have a brain. You're smart people. You're here. You can. Just do it. This is always my problem. I always have this problem. I have family and career conflict. I'm very lucky that I have a husband that loves me. He really loves me. He loves everything about me, all the good things and the bad things. And he supports me. He did ask me before to stay home and be a mother, but I did not work 1 year. And I remember picking fights with him all the time because I was so annoyed with talking with my baby only, no adult conversation all day long. It was so terrible. I needed stimulation. Why did I go to college? To watch a kid? Of course, I love being a mother, but I did not just go to college and do all of this thing just to be a mother. But I have to say tonight, right now, my husband is watching my kids for me. So it's very important for you to have realistic dream. Realistic is something that you know you can achieve. I made a mistake before of dreaming that I could be an actress in Hollywood. How can I be an actress in Hollywood if I live in Phuket? That's unrealistic. So that went out the window right away. That was not going to work at all. But my dream now is realistic. I go to work 1 night or 2 nights maximum outside if I'm not in Phuket, and I come home right away to my kids. And it's realistic for me. And my husband supports what I wish to accomplish in my life. I support him. We give to each other a lot. We fight. There are times when I get very, very tired and very stressed because I know my personality. I know me. I could be quite perfectionistic sometimes. And I have an anxious personality from the restaurant business because I can't relax. I can't sit down. I can't just survive. I have no sabai life at all. So I'm always just moving. Always, always, always. I'm always doing something. I'm always thinking something all the time. And I get very tired. I'm just human. I'm not a superwoman. I can die tomorrow, like I said. But I want to achieve. I want to grow. I want to learn. That's always what I want. For me. Just like I'm on stage. This is for me. This is food for my soul. I'm very happy. So a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. My dream now, my goal now, right now, that I have set for myself a few years ago is I want to be one of the best or top presenter or host in Asia. I'm getting there, or maybe I'm there, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anybody to tell me what I am or what I'm not. But I feel like I am one of the top hosts. Otherwise, why would somebody hire me from Singapore? They hire me from Singapore. How many brilliant, smart, articulate people are in Singapore? Why do they need to hire me? I don't know. I have a skill that they needed. My future goal. I want you guys to visualize. Anybody who wants to achieve something, visualize. I have this exact image in my head a while back. I don't remember when I started. And this is my future goal. I don't know when I would achieve this. Maybe 40, 50, 60, I don't know. But I would close my eyes and I would stand, imagining myself standing with this image, all these people. And I would be receiving an award for something that I have produced, something that I've hosted, that would be beneficial for the world. I want to make a difference with my talent, with my work. And when I visualize this, I feel it. I feel how happy I am, how excited I am, and how grateful I am to be able to stand there and be receiving an award for something that I'm not doing only for myself or for my family or for my kids, but for the world. That is true. I really wish that. And if you wish, it doesn't have to be big. It can be anything that you want. I'm not talking about material things, okay? I'm not talking about material things. Dreams, making a difference. Let me tell you, as soon as I stop giving my talent to benefit the public, I will lose this. I won't be here. Don't ever aspire to be this. If you want fame, if you want fortune, no, you won't have it. Shallow. That's called shallow. You will not have that. You're only going to be here if you really care, if you really love what you do, and you share. That's the only way to give, and that is the only way, I think, to have a meaningful life. So take action. Just like the Nike logo, just do it. But don't just do it blindly. Do it because you believe what you're doing. Do it because this is what you want to do, this is what you want to achieve, and this is going to be something that is good for yourself or your family in the future. Don't do it by stepping over people's heads. Don't do it by saying bad things about other people. Don't do it the wrong way. Do it the right way. It will take time. It will take more time. But you can do it. Thank you.